So, hi everyone. Thanks for joining us. The second day of the America's final of Climate Launchpad regional finals. For those you haven't joined us yesterday, we have a great event and also yesterday, and also lots of great ideas were presented by our startups. So first of all, I would like to thank New York Climate Week. They actually approved us as one of their partner events. Thank you so much for that. And then, of course, our partners, CleanTech Hub, and also Climate Launchpad. I am Porter Wong. I am one of founder of CleanLeap and also the executive directors of CleanLeap. We are the Climate Launchpad USA operator. So we run the all the Climate Launchpad program in the US. After that, I would like to introduce Gideon. Gideon, he is the regional director of Clean Tech Hub. Is Gideon here? I would love to have him just say a few words and also make a brief intro for Clean Tech Hub.
He's not here, but that's me. It's me,
Monica.
So hi everyone, I am Monica Forero. I am the program manager of CleanTech Hub. So I'm here on behalf of Gideon Blau that send you all of you a big regard. And we're really happy and we're celebrating the opportunity to have the Climate Launchpad Regional Finals today in this huge umbrella of the New York Climate Week. We are also celebrating and pretty glad for the first year since we have been implementing Climate Launchpad in the region since 2019 that we are having this year US. US, of course, is a really important country in the region. So we are pretty glad to be able to have entrepreneurs from US participating in Climate Launchpad and join the rest of the countries that are involved this year that are Colombia, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and the Caribbean with Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. So we are pretty glad on that, and we celebrate this beginning of a lot of new things that we will be making. CleanTech Hub had been working in supported entrepreneurship in Colombia and in the region since 2019. And we are really focused on, of course, climate impact, but also in the strengthening of the entrepreneurial ecosystem of clean tech and, of course, clean innovation. We have been seeing amazing progress during the last 5 years, and we are glad that see amazing disruptions and amazing innovations that are coming from Latin America and the Caribbean that is responding to the needs of each country, but also of the region. So we are really happy to have this regional final today in this umbrella. And of course, a lot of entrepreneurs that were yesterday here sharing their pitch are really anxious to hear the announcement of the end of the evening after the group 3 and 4 that we are having today that we'll be hearing later today their pitches. So thank you for the invitation. Thank you all for being connected here through social media. We are in YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So stay on because in just a couple of hours, we will be announcing the winner. So Porter and Martin, thank you for being the host of this event.
Thank you so much, Monica. Okay, next I'm going to move on to do a quick intro of Climate Launchpad. Climate Launchpad is established by the European Institute for Innovation and Technology. It's an agency of European Union, and Climate Kick is part of the overall program. And then one of the Climate Kick program is actually chartered, to encourage the startup ecosystem economies, for the climate tech area. And also they also partner with the TU Delft University. The TU Delft University based in Netherlands has been running the climate kick and ClimateLaunchpad program for the last 10 years. And then, so let's look at the impact. So far, right? So there's about over 13,000 companies that have submitted their ideas for application to the bootcamp and the accelerator program, and then we've been the program helped about over 4,000 team and create over 8,000 jobs, and then have raised a total investment over 360 million euro since till 2022, and actually for the last couple of years. This slide is not most updated, but actually the total is exceed 500 million euro right now in terms of the capital raise. And the program actually is in other than the participating countries in Europe, it also in Africa and also part of Asia. So all in all, there's more than 40 countries participating in the program. So today we have 14 winners from regional winners from different countries entering the pitch competition today. As Monica, she has mentioned a little bit earlier today. Half the I think half the program startups already presented the ideas yesterday, and so today we have the remaining companies for the competition. So having said that, let me introduce the way the process goes. There's some strict guidelines in terms of how many slides that each companies need to follow, and also other rules and process that they all follow, so such that everybody is on the equal footing. And then for today's agenda, so we actually just we are getting into the session number 3, the pitch competition. And before I do that, let me introduce Martin Belmont. And Martin, he is a director of CleanLeap, is co-host of the program. So hi, Martin. So I'll let you take over from here. So if you want me to step the slide, let me know. Okay, just let me know, and then I can step the slide for you.
Thank you, Porter. Yes, so I'm Martin Belmont, director at CleanLeap. At CleanLeap, our main focus is being the companionship, being a companion for startups in the clean tech industry. So what we are building at CleanLeap is a structure where you can start at a competition like this one, ClimateLaunchpad, and you can go all the way to through acceleration to growth. This is really important. Let's all focus on what we're doing here today. I think it's really important to realize where we are now. And we are people from all over the Americas connecting and coming together to share our ideas and to share how we think, to share solutions that will have a big impact on not only climate, but business and the way businesses are conducted. So today we have 8 companies from Guatemala, the US, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago in two themes: clean energy and circular economy. We at CleanLeap are really excited to have all the competitors today. We believe that all your ideas have proven value in your own countries, and now you are taking these ideas to the region, and hopefully in the next phase to the world. And ClimateLaunchpad provides that. It's a window to the world. So let me introduce the jury for today for the clean energy theme. We have Juan Carlos Garavito, Jimena Ausique, Juan Pablo Díaz, and Maria Fernanda Méndez. Angelica, can you bring them on stage? Juan Carlos, if you can, each of you give a few words before the start of the theme, that will be great.
Thank you very much. I think it's a pleasure to be here, like in this competition. I'm Juan Carlos Garavito. I'm based in Madrid. I'm like a co-founder and a CEO of a company, like a food company. In this moment, we are like producing chocolate, premium chocolate. But I have been working many years in the startup like world. That's why it's a privilege for me just being here, like hearing this amazing idea that for sure many entrepreneurs are gonna show us. And let's see. I'm just like looking forward just to see all the ideas and just evaluate them, just to like move into the next level. Thank you very much for this invitation.
Great. Thank you, Juan Carlos. Angélica, if we can bring Jimena or Juan Pablo in. Okay. So, Juan Carlos, before you leave, what are you looking for today? What do you expect from the presentations?
I think like in this kind of events, I think many innovation are just like coming from the different like part of the region. And I think what we're looking for this like a new entrepreneurs ideas that can be like solve many problems that like the world is like facing right now. That's why it's really interesting just to see the ideas, and also just like the business that many for sure we're gonna see like many like innovating ideas that can be like give like some new businesses for solving these problems that we are like seeing in the world, no? Like many challenges. That's why for sure we're gonna see like a really good ideas here.
That's right. Hola, Jimena. Please introduce yourself and maybe talk a little bit about what you expect from the companies and from the presentations today.
Thank you, Martin, and everyone in this room. My name is Jimena Usique. I worked for a program from IDB Lab, from the IDB group, and I work with cities to look for some solutions to public problems in Latin America. So I hope in this session I could see a lot of innovation solutions who could approach to these public problems in a good sector. So that's my expectations about this panel.
Thank you, Jimena. Now I would like to hear from Juan Pablo.
Hello, Martin. How you doing? And hello to everyone. Carlos and Jimena. Nice to see you again, guys. So my name is Juan Pablo Diaz. I'm a co-founder of Canoa Impacto, an impact investment bank boutique here in Colombia. And what I'm expecting of the startups and companies that we're gonna listen to and analyze is to see what's going on in the region, what new approaches to sustainability and to listen to new solutions proposed, right? That's what I'm looking for.
Perfect. Angélica, no sé si tenemos a María Fernanda y si no podemos pasar a la siguiente. No, okay. Next slide, please. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this first segment is all about clean energy. So without further ado, we'll have Madeleine Menchú. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Madeleine Menchú from Roofs That Generate Care. Madeleine, the floor is yours.
To you Roofs That Generate Care, an initiative aimed at providing a sustainable solution that focuses on both the community and the environment. That's why I began with energy with a purpose. Because we all have a purpose in life, and Roofs That Generate Care has given energy a new one. The deal is simple: to generate renewable energy without harming more green areas, and to sell it at the spot price or at a price agreed upon our market. The electricity wholesale market is divided in this distributor, large consumers that are represented by marketers and municipal electrical providers, and this market is valued at $1.8 billion. And our beachhead market consists of large consumers and also municipal electric companies with a market value of $577 million. So in Guatemala, the installed capacity by technology includes only 2% of solar, as you can see, and our proposal is to generate energy and offer competitive prices as we aim to generate more than 2 megawatts. So our value lies in the fact that the investment will be recovered between the 4th and 8th year depending on the installed capacity. Additionally, our final strategy includes recycling, ensuring safety, using fire suppression systems, and also remote monitoring. The product is simple, just the installation of solar panels on the rooftops of industrial warehouses. And in Guatemala, the current historical demand is about 1.92%, and the demand projection of energy is 2.53%, indicating a growing energy demand in our market, in the electricity market. And our hypothesis is that we do not have a direct competition, that the large users are interested in benefiting their communities and also the environment, and that the price we offer is ideal. However, the lessons that we learned from these 10 interviews, in which 7 of them agreed and expressed interest in rooms to generate care, is that we do not have an indirect competition. Also that not all users share the same level of interest, and the price remains debatable. So our financial models is divided as we could achieve an annual profit of $1,060,000, participating in the 25% of the market over 20 years of each client. Our key drivers is the spot price, roof area, and the installation expenses. So in our initial future installation, we aim to of 2 megawatts installation, we will mitigate 3,018 tons of CO2 annually. We will save 83 trees from being cut down, and we will achieve 0% of pollution due to our final recycling plan. Also, our project aligns with 3 of the SDGs, just the 7, the 11, and the 13. Firstly, because we contribute to the energy matrix with renewable energy. Second, we protect natural heritage. And third, we increase renewable energy, even to the least developed countries, because solar energy is a technology that is accessible to all. So the team, hello, my name is Madeline Menchumelgar, founder of Roofs That Generate Care. The dream is to increase clean energy production in Guatemala, generating more than 20 megawatts and preserving 21,000 trees by 2034. And also we want to implement a current initiative to plant that amount of trees. And also I want to assure that our team we will also be composed by 50% of women in both marketing and technical domains. Thank you.
Thank you, Madeleine. Now we have 5 minutes of Q&A, so the jury can speak. I don't know if we want to follow an order, but whoever has a question now can just unmute yourself and go ahead. So maybe, okay.
Madeleine, could you tell us more about the market in Guatemala, please?
about the electrical market in Guatemala, right?
Yes, about the specific demand for your product, not in general, just the specific,
Okay.
please, the scope of the market for your company.
Okay. As we can see, we can enter freely at the electrical market in Guatemala because of the legislation. We can sell freely the energy at a spot price, and also we can sell the energy with marketers, large consumers, marketers. So there's two ways of entering this market. Firstly, the spot market, when you can sell the energy freely. You just have to have the technology, in this case, solar technology, or you can sell the energy to a large consumer. Large consumer is some company, big company that needs renewable energy and is looking for a company that sells energy and generates renewable energy. So in this case, we generate solar renewable energy. I don't know if you understand me well. What I was trying to say.
Sí.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna move. Madeleine, first of all, congratulations for your speech and for your pitch. I'm just like I really like to understand, because like as you may know, there is like many companies who are like trying to do the same ideas you were like trying to develop. You are like trying to explain us with the last like question that Juan Pablo did, that ask you is about you were like saying that regulation right now in Guatemala is like open just to do this kind of business, no? What is exactly the competition that you are like currently have, no? Because I would imagine that there are like many companies just trying to do this. It's like something that is like developing in many countries right now. And what is like the difference between you and the other ones who are like already in the market?
Okay. Yes, there are so many companies that can that build this technology about solar and sell energy with solar. But as I said, in Guatemala, is not fully developed. Is the solar energy is not fully taken in advantage, and we differentiate between other companies like us because of the technology that we use, and also our plan of recycling. Because any of the companies do not have this. The companies here in Guatemala do not manage this plan of recycling, and neither the technology that we use, for example, the monitoring of fire and all this monitoring system. So that's the big difference. And also because we want to integrate not only generating solar energy and renewable energy, but to integrate a parallel plan to plant the trees that we saved, because we don't use green areas. So that's the difference, because many companies do not do this. They just generate solar and renewable energy. But the impact that we have is that we want to be a 360 company. Not only in the renewable energy part, but also integrating the plant trees part. And also because we want to integrate 50% of our collaborators to be women, and not only in the commercial part, but also in the technical part.
Thank you very much, Madeleine.
Okay.
How do you plan to do it? How are you going to finance it?
Firstly, because it's the stage of a company, it's a startup, so we want to find an investor to initiate this program, this startup, because the technology is already there. It's just the business just have 3 stages: the prefactibility, the factibility, and the operation. So we just need the right investor that believes in us and the idea to bring this initiative to Guatemala. That's the first plan that we have to initiate this company, this startup.
Okay. Jimena, do you have any questions?
Not for now. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I think we used over 5 minutes, so
Okay.
if we can thank you, Madeleine, for your presentation, and we can go to the next one, please.
Okay. Thank you, Martin. Thank you all.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to jump in and do a little bit of reminder for the juries that you have a scorecard on your hands, and it's important to go through it in the moment that you listen the pitch. This is a live event, and we are willing to have the results at the end of the evening to be able to announce the winners. So that's a pretty important point for remember to remind you the juries, please. So go ahead. Now we have Barbara from Women Solar Entrepreneurs. Thank you, Martin. Sorry for the intervention.
Okay, thank you, Monica. So welcome, Barbara, from Women Solar Entrepreneurs. Barbara is also from Guatemala, and she will be presenting. So if we can go to the next slide. Wait.
Sí, arriba el video.
Mm-hmm.
Bueno, entre tanto, hola a todos.
Hola, Bárbara, bienvenida, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, bien, por aquí.
¿En qué parte de Guatemala estás?
En la Antigua.
Ah, muy linda la ciudad. ¿Está haciendo frío o no?
Pues rico, ni tanto ni tampoco. Ah.
Okay, a little bit of patience here, having a little bit of tech issues.
I correct myself that the official name of Barbara's startup is Emprendedoras.
Did you know that in Guatemala,
yeah. Sorry.
2 million people still do not have access to electricity? At Barefoot College Guatemala, we have been working as an NGO for the past 10 years to bring electricity to homes that still do not have access to this basic service. Solar Women Entrepreneurs is an initiative with which we want to change gender paradigms and democratize solar energy in rural areas as a sustainable and resilient alternative to climate change. Our proposal is to sell solar products to rural households without access to energy. We have a catalog of 5 products, from portable flashlights and lamps to isolated photovoltaic home lighting systems of different capacities, which prices range between $50 and $1,700. The sales of the products and services will be managed by rural women already trained in solar technology by the organization, are Women Solar Entrepreneurs. We have chosen Quiché as the ideal market to launch our initiative since our center of operations is there, and because in this department alone there are 35,000 homes without access to energy, showing a sales potential of up to $60 million. Our objective is to penetrate this market in the first 3 years and then expand to Huehue and Alta Verapaz, and later Guatemala as a whole. Our proposal covers a basic need through quality and accessible technology that improves health, well-being, and self-sufficiency for the families. We offer reliable solar system installation, maintenance, and repair services through our trained technicians. Furthermore, the use of a solar system for the home represents $10 of savings per month for the families compared to their previous lighting source, so the return on investment is very high. We have a wide range of quality solar products and reliable professional services, which currently have little accessibility in rural areas. Our solution offers a lower kilowatt-hour price than the one provided by the national grid or other providers of similar products. These competitive advantages are very attractive for our clients. Over the last few years of our work with rural communities, we have seen an increase in the economic resources of families thanks to remittances, with $20 billion entering Guatemala in 2023. On the other hand, the interest of donors in supporting income-generating initiatives has also grown. This is how the idea of solar entrepreneurs arose organically. We have interviewed 26 families from 5 communities, corroborating that although some people already have solar systems, these are rudimentary, incomplete, and of poor quality. Also, there are no reliable installation, repair, and spare parts services, and the population is willing to dedicate resources to what they already consider a basic need. The financial tree shown here is a compilation of the figures from the 5 products that we offer, with expectations of a 20% penetration in the initial market in the first 3 years. As you can see, we have expected profits of about $90,000 annually, with a social impact of another $65,000 in income generation for the entrepreneurs through sales commissions. In terms of climate impact, and with reference to our initial market, we would be talking about 1.4 megawatts of solar power installed, 3.6 gigawatts hour generated annually, and up to 2,400 tons of CO2 equivalent avoided annually. Also, since our enterprise is social in nature, with a strong gender component, we contribute to 11 out of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Our collective dream, this is our team, and our collective dream with solar entrepreneurs is to democratize solar energy in rural areas of Guatemala, contributing to the climate, social, and gender impact that are fundamental axes of our work. We invite you to get to know us more through our social media. We have Instagram and Facebook. You can also visit our website by scanning the QR code. And thank you very much. If you have any questions, I will be here to answer them.
Okay, I just moved to the floor. Congratulations, Barbara. It was a really nice speech, and I think it's a really good solution that you are bringing to the market. I know the Barfoot College, and I think they're doing a really good job on creating this ideas and just bringing some solutions to the poor people, if you can just describe it as this, with this kind of energy. I just have a question, and it's more related with the products, yes, because I know that you are these entrepreneurs, or these people who are working in the Barfoot College. They are receiving some trainings about the different products that you are developing and you are trying to put on the market. Can you describe me, because in the profit also, when you are showing us the tree of where the profits are coming from, you are we're describing some products. Can you please go in for more details about the product that you are trying to bring to the market for the solution that these people needs?
Of course. Oh, sorry. Of course. No, thank you so much. So the products that we currently have are smaller products like torch lamps and portable light lamps. And then we have this, what we call solar home lighting systems with various capacities. So we have 3 types of capacity for the solar home lighting systems. These systems provide not only lighting, but also the possibility to recharge your phone. So these are solutions for lighting.
Okay, Barbara, but these products are developed directly by the college, it's like with the training that you are like having, yeah?
So the organization was funded in India. That's where
Yes,
we
I
have
know
our
it.
headquarters and our R&D team. And they have developed some parts of the systems, of course, like not the solar panels or the batteries, but the
Yeah,
charge
of course, yeah.
controllers, the LED lamps, and all of that. And so the women that we train at our campus in Batsul, Kitse, are trained on how to assemble those parts, and then also to install, repair, and maintain the systems.
Directly in Guatemala.
Directly in Guatemala, yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem. Any other questions?
I really want to congrats you because it was a really good presentation. But I just want to be sure that I understand very well. You are going to sell these products to someone, or you are the production of these lamps and these components with these communities are going to be used in the communities?
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand the question, but the business model is that these women that we've already trained in the technology, in the solar technology, will be the sellers in the communities around them of these products. So that's the business model. I don't know if that.
Yeah, no, that's the question, because I was a little bit confused about that, but yeah, I understand that.
Okay, but like, I don't know if this helps, but the product, some part of the products can also be assembled, and like that could provide more jobs in an assembling line, let's call it, to assemble part of these products. Yes.
Yeah.
Barbara, hello. Could you tell us more about the management team? How is it?
Sorry, it kind of
Can you follow me?
off. It kind of broke off.
Yes, I was asking you to tell us more about the management team.
Yes. So for now, I'm the country director for the organization here. So, I oversee all programs, and then we have already, let's call team of solar women entrepreneurs who have already been trained, and also a field technician and coordinator, master trainer of the solar program that will provide help to the women solar entrepreneurs in their sales.
So just to make clear, in your company, it's just you, and you have like freelancers that'll help you?
No, in the management team, there will be like about 4 to 5 people, obviously, because we haven't started, but that's the plan. We already have people that are qualified to, take those roles. It's just we haven't started the business, right? And we have the people that have already been trained. Yes, but they will be not consultants, but like they will work on commission, the solar women entrepreneurs, for the sales, but then they will also offer their services for installation and reparation of the systems.
Okay. Do you have any other question?
I just would like to add something. So basically, it's to me, it's like a franchising model, right? So you train these people, they go out to the sales, they do the service, and then they make, so depending on how the contract is signed with Barbara's company, and then they make whatever money they made, and then the rest go to Barbara's company. So it's almost like a franchising.
I have no idea if it's called like that. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah. It's very common.
They would be working for us, just not under,
Yeah. So basically, you okay, just like McDonald's, right? I mean, how McDonald's operate worldwide. Of course, they own some of their store, but at the same time, right? So they have these like qualified partners that McDonald's send them to the McDonald's University and learn everything, how to run a McDonald's restaurant. And then the McDonald basically teach them how to make money, and then also supplies all the food and ingredient for them to make the sandwiches, whatever, and also teach them how to train all the workers, right? And then whatever the money the franchisee made, they are part of the overall profit actually go into McDonald's. So I think you have something similar. Of course, not exactly the same, but it's something similar.
I see. Yeah, when you put it
right?
like that.
Is it right? Is it right? So
it is right, because if it will be a social company. The profits from the company are like the margin. The profit margin is kept like very tiny, because what we want is for the women to make the most commission possible, and just try to help them out and provide jobs and
very noble idea.
Income.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Why will you have that approach? Just for the last.
Sorry, why would?
Why will you?
Why?
Don't you think it will be easier to give them equity and make them partners in the company instead of generating zero profit or something like that? Because that's a challenge for the sustainability of the company in the long run. So, have you thought about it?
Not really. That's the business model that we were currently thinking about, but other ideas are welcome. If you think that another approach would be beneficial to the entrepreneurship, would be that. Thank you for that. I'll consider it.
Great. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you for your presentation and answering the questions. I think it went pretty well. So, Jimena, Angelica, please send us Drew. Welcome, Drew, to the presentation. Drew, can you share your presentation?
Yeah, absolutely. So, is it preferred if I share video file or if I just present it myself?
Whichever is best for you.
Okay.
If you have both, yeah.
Okay, I was having difficulty with saving it off of a recording earlier, so I might just end up presenting it if it comes down to that. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, it seems like it's not letting me share the video file right now, so I can just do the presentation. It's not connected to my Google account. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just trying to sort this out. Okay. Can you guys all see everything here?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, we can see it.
Okay, sounds good. In that case, I'll get started.
Perfect, go ahead.
Well, hey, everyone. My name is Drew Hahn, and we are Carbonsmith, the first marketplace to align incentives between buyers and sellers of carbon credits. Carbon removal is a growing industry, and many are aware of carbon credits, but likely not beyond the headlines that are seen across news outlets. Unfortunately, the reputation of credits has been plagued by a few bad actors. This, however, does not change the fact that there is a full spectrum of credit quality that deserves to be seen. And at the top end of that spectrum, we have some of the smartest engineers in the world working on permanent carbon removal and sequestration, who are trying to grow their ability to scale their impact through commercializing the result of their carbon removal technology. This really is humanity-changing work. Now, experts agree that at a minimum, we need some degree of carbon removal to combat climate change. Building tools that lower friction for companies adopting carbon removal as a decarbonization strategy is necessary to accelerate this pathway. By charging our buyers affordable fees, we encourage smaller buyers who don't have resources for large due diligence teams to come and enter the market. Now, according to McKinsey, a study of C-suite executives said that they would pay a median of a 10% premium on valuation for companies with a positive ESG record compared with negative ones. We aim to show companies that not only does carbon removal make sense in terms of impact, but in terms of financials as well. Our focus on high quality, durable carbon removal with transparent methodology allows our buyers to maximize their own green premium and avoid allegations of greenwashing. By additionally allowing suppliers to transact at no cost, we act as an effective extension of their commercialization team, rounding and aligning the incentives of our market. Now, in finding a beachhead market, we wanted to target areas that were ripe for disruption. BCG estimates that $25 billion will go to durable carbon dioxide removal by the year 2030, and we anticipate that mid-sized enterprises with net zero targets represent a $45 million market that we can expect to capture over 60% of. To further align with our credit buyers, we mitigate risk by using data directly from both suppliers and MRV providers, as well as third-party credit ratings to provide an unbiased investment strategy for carbon credits. Currently, only about 10% of CDR offtake agreements have transparent pricing, but all of our contracts are initiated on the blockchain to offer this transparent pricing, as well as provide real-time tracking, auditing, and avoiding any issues around double counting. As mentioned, material efforts into high-quality sustainability initiatives with verifiable proof provide a boost in valuation for individual companies. And finally, in avoiding supplier charges and providing our own insights and recommendations, we also use company and market data to help suppliers optimize their internal operations. In customer interviews, the biggest issues that we picked up on from our buyers were related to project risk and a lack of data and information infrastructure. Now, for our sellers, their biggest issues were related to difficulty finding those buyers, as well as high capex and low margins. The structure of our business model inherently drives more buyers into the market with risk mitigation tools and quality and transparency as a feature, eliminating these concerns and amplifying the disruptive potential of our product. The waitlist that we have already built for our full platform launch in Q1 of 2025 demonstrates the appetite for our product, as we have had over half a dozen companies that have sought to join our platform, and we're adding more every week. In a few snapshots, it's easy to see how we can provide actionable value. We bring real-time and transparent data, but even more so, we provide customers with predictions and recommendations to improve their internal operations, as well as gain insights about the broader market. In our buyer portal, we provide similar tools, as well as a means to further stimulate consumer activity through additional easy-to-implement products such as our credit checkout platform. In looking at financials, we see a healthy per-user margin and a need to drive business through bringing in new market participants. As we grow, we look to capture a majority of our beachhead and then expand to larger segments of the market with bigger corporate buyers. Estimating our climate impact, we see facilitating transactions that remove over 2 megatons of CO2 by the year 2030 and expect this to increase on an exponential scale over the next decade. By providing nearly $1 billion to carbon removal companies, we play a significant role in scaling the technology of the future. At Carbonsmith, our mission is to make a tangible impact and promote the best parts of this industry by advancing the scope of high-quality carbon removal. We have the skills, but more importantly, we have the drive to build a meaningful solution in facilitating greater access to capital in an industry that's incredibly important. Our goal to raise over $1 billion for carbon removal companies is what drives us every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Drew, for an amazing presentation. Let's hear it from the juries. If you have any questions, please unmute yourself.
Sorry, Drew. I was just like having a technical like issue at the end, and I couldn't hear you like at the end when you were like explaining about more about the team. Can you repeat it for me, just like to see like how strong the team is in terms of the quality that you have? Because at the end, you need just to create a really strong platform, just to create this like a trustful connections between the buyers and the sellers. No?
Absolutely. During the last slide, I honestly was talking more so about just our high level goals. But as a team, we come from pretty diverse backgrounds. I come from a background working strictly in software startups, doing market making, and so I've built out an existing skill set of running software solutions that are transparent in nature, and also in scaling those solutions in market making. So I bring that to the table. Cocoon, she comes from a background doing consulting over in Hong Kong, and then also has built her own sustainable fashion brand over there. And then Jane comes from just a design background, and she's currently in the business analytics program at UCLA Anderson right now. So in terms of design and working with data, that's kind of her specialty in her wheelhouse.
Okay, thank you.
I just have a question, Drew, and congratulations for the pitch. This is the voluntary carbon market that we're talking about?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure about it. Thank you.
Drew, I have another question too. I want to know, how do you plan to connect with the solutions that will be available on your marketplace? Like, where do you find that solutions?
Are you talking about on the supply side of the operations?
Yeah.
Yeah. So honestly, what we've found in talking to suppliers is that if you can bring them catalytic capital to help them grow their operations, they're generally willing to come on board and really sign up for the terms that you give them, in the sense that they want to make this stuff transparent if that's going to help grow their business and grow their end of the market. So having those conversations with suppliers, we thought they were actually going to be more difficult than they ended up being. Most suppliers are really willing to do this if it's going to help them grow as a company, especially the earlier the stage, the more willing they are to come on board. The buyers is where we've had some trickiness, and Juan mentioned the voluntary carbon market, which saw some stagnation in 2023. What we're trying to do is really create very creative product implementation around lowering friction in terms of entering these markets. There are all sorts of studies that show what consumer preferences are, end consumers that is, in terms of becoming willing to pay for additional green premiums. And by offering additional products to corporations that allow them to pass through some of these costs in covering the cost of emissions for consumers individually, it really aligns incentives quite well. So even for corporates, for example, that may not be necessarily interested in doling out large sums of money, for example, for big chunks of carbon removal, they're able to attach these to their products through the products that we offer. And so that really opens up new pathways in this market.
Such as, can you tell us about the new markets? Sorry, there's kids are playing pretty close to me.
Would you mind repeating that, please?
Yeah, could you go deeper in the idea? You were mentioning that it could open new markets. Just the last sentence that you said. Could you go deeper, please?
Absolutely. So I was kind of talking a little bit about how there are well-defined consumer preferences around paying additional money towards existing purchases if it means having a sustainable purchase. And there's no reason that we can't capture those through easy to implement products for corporations. So while our main approach is approaching these corporations and asking and making sure that they're able to check off boxes on their sustainability task and lists in terms of science-based targets initiatives, if they are resistant towards that, then we have a suite of other products, such as our credit checkout platform, where if you're buying a good, say at Nike, for example, Nike already tells you how much is being emitted based on your existing purchase. If you can easily attach that to, say, a $1 or $2 claim towards offsetting the amount of emissions that coincide with that purchase, then that therefore creates a really low friction way for Nike to begin adopting these strategies themselves. This just allows them to build into this market, and as they become more and more educated, eventually could result in them making some large purchases on their own too. But trying to reduce friction through creative product implementation alongside our core marketplace is really what we're seeing, having some success in terms of attracting the growth in the voluntary carbon market.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Do you have any more questions, Jimena? Okay, great. Thank you, Drew. It was amazing to listen to your presentation one more time. I hear it in the US final. Yeah. And now we're going to the next team. We have Eric Martinez, also from the US, with Kinetix Energy.
Hello, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
So low-cost energy storage expedites our transition to a carbon-free, sustainable energy future, since it allows intermittent renewable energy to be used when needed. Flywheels have been used to store energy for decades, but the price of batteries have dropped significantly, but for flywheels, it has not. I've been designing and developing flywheel systems for 8 years at 2 startup companies, and over the past 2 years, I've developed a new system, came up with a new design that integrates all the low-cost, high-efficient components into a new system, and the system has 75% lower storage costs than today's batteries. And we plan to use this system to support renewable energy. So we provide grid services to support renewable energy, since the grid operator pays for grid services to maintain stability. So after we connect to the grid operator sends us a signal, a power signal. So we charge and discharge our unit based on this signal, and then we receive a payment when we do. And our payment is based on our performance, and we have the highest performance score. So we will operate units in the grid services market. Here's a map of the energy markets that pay for grid services. And the market with the highest profits is in PJM, the frequency regulation market. So this is our beachhead market. It has a 3-year payback time and a 70-unit market size. So we'll deploy here for the next 3 years, and then we'll scale deployments. We'll build factories, we'll license our product for the US energy arbitrage market. And this energy arbitrage market is replacing fossil fuel power plants with clean energy. This has a 5 to 7 year payback time and a 4.3 million unit market size. We have 75% lower storage costs than today's batteries. Here's a graph of the utility scale energy storage products. The most commonly used one today is lithium-ion batteries, and we have 75% lower costs than these. And with product improvements and economies of scale, we will decrease this cost even further. And a large flywheel is key to low storage costs. We use a very large carbon fiber flywheel. It's 50 times larger than other flywheels. And this is key because out of the entire project cost, most of our costs are for the flywheel itself, or an energy storage component. So we place the flywheel in a vacuum chamber for a 1.5 megawatt hour system. And out of all the flywheel designs and of all the systems out there, ours is the only design that uses a large carbon fiber flywheel, which is key for low cost. So we submitted a provisional patent on our core innovation. And we placed 2 of these units in a 20-foot shipping container for a 3 megawatt hour flywheel, 3 megawatt hour unit. And we make sure our suppliers use fully recyclable materials. We will build, own, and operate units to provide grid services. First, our projects are financed. We talked to multiple project developers and financiers, and they said the key for our product is to have low capital cost, third-party validation, and be easy to install. And we received a letter of support from UC Riverside CSERT to validate its performance. And we established our financial partnership with Enduring Planet. So after our projects are financed, we'll deploy our units and then we profit when we provide these grid services. And we'll start in the beachhead market. We will receive $14 million in recurring profit in year 3. with the key drivers being the market rate, capital cost, and performance score. We plan to achieve 55% of our beachhead market at the end of year 3. And we are replacing fossil fuels with clean energy. Here's a graph of carbon emissions per megawatt hour generated. And our emissions are due to manufacturing. And over the lifetime of the system, it produces far less emissions than natural gas and coal. And with 80% of the beachhead market, 1 megaton of carbon emissions are reduced. We have the expertise to build and deploy flywheel systems. We have decades of combined engineering experience. For myself, I'm the flywheel expert. At Quantum Energy Storage, I led product development for steel flywheel from inception to deployment at Camp Pendleton Marine Base. Cameron is our manufacturing expert, and he designed the flywheel, selected the material. Matt is our electronics expert, and he has built electronics for flywheel systems, and our advisors are helping with business development. So our dream is to expedite clean energy deployments. This could be for any use case. It's to produce a product costing less than $75 per kilowatt hour and secure licensing deal to scale manufacturing so that our product can be built and deployed anywhere in the world with access to carbon fiber and steel. If you'd like to learn more about us, feel free to contact me or scan the QR code to visit our website. Thank you, and I'd like to open up to any questions.
Well, Eric already called for questions, so judges, Juan Carlos, or
Yes, Eric, congratulations for your speeches. I think it's like a really good idea. I just like have a question related with the numbers that you were like showing us. You were like showing us some like revenues on the 3rd year, meaning that you're gonna have like the first 2 years or like been developing, or like, because I don't understand exactly what you were like trying to tell us.
So right now we have the design, and when we
Yeah.
get secure finance, we'll build our first product, and then we'll deploy to our beachhead market.
Okay.
So after we deploy, this is about 38 units over the next 3 years. This is our projections in year 3.
Okay, this is the projection with the products that you are like developing right now.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, are you profitable in year 3, or can you tell us about some economics about the company?
Yeah. So right now we're raising granted investments to build our first unit, and our first unit we're going to deploy to our beachhead market, and so we will become profitable in year 2 with about 5 units deployed, and then we'll scale production, and then that's when we reach 14 million in recurring profit in year 3. So yeah, initial expenses are build the first unit, and then it's profitable in year 2.
How much money have you raised yet?
So far we received a $150K grant from the California Energy Commission. We've received a grant to design the product, and we're currently submitting to 2 grants, another CalSeed one and the California Energy Commission. And so we need 2.5 million to build a first unit and deploy the first unit at the site.
Is that money enough for your plans?
Yeah, 2.5 million is to build the first unit and deploy it. And once we deploy and prove that our product produces revenue in the field, future deployments are simply scaled version of our first product. And so, yeah, like when we talked to the product developers, they said, once you build the first one, call us, because then we'll be able to get a loan. And we're like in talks to get a non-dilutive term loan to fund projects. So that way we don't need to give up a lot of equity right away.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any more questions? Maybe Porter, do you want to jump in with a question? Well, I have a question for my own. So can you talk a little bit more about how you are achieving that extra efficiency compared to the current products in the market?
Yeah. So I've been in the flywheel space for 8 years. So I put together all the high efficient components together. That includes using a reluctance motor. It's a special type of motor. It's very high efficient, and using very high efficient power electronics. So we're like today, lithium-ion battery systems and other flywheel systems get around 85 to 90% round trip efficiency. Our product can get 96% round trip efficiency by using these very high efficient components.
And I also see a lot of use in deployment. So because it has basically it's a container sized, right?
Yes.
So you can have small communities thinking in real estate.
Yes.
Just running with that and saving the energy from. Well, we had a couple of ideas about solar panels. So you could use those solar panels to feed that mega battery, right?
Yeah. It's like a battery, just a lot cheaper, basically. And so it has microgrid grid forming capabilities. So yeah, our goal is to after we deploy a few years, is so we can use our product for microgrid applications. So it can be deployed in remote areas or hard to reach areas and added with solar and the cost of solar plus our system is half the price of fossil fuels. And so it can replace diesel generators. It can add continuous reliable power for decades in remote areas, and it's affordable. So yeah, that's our eventual goal, is to spread these all around wherever they're needed. And that'll help the local community. It provide reliable power. It's pretty great when it can be deployed that way.
Yeah, I only have a comment. I actually don't have a question just because I'm not one of the judge. But my comment is that I think that, once you have your prototype, right, so you should really concentrate in the California market because right now, California, I think right? So basically our problem is like we have too much renewable energy sources and we don't have enough storage, right? So the state is actually right now is like, scratching their head. I think that one of the part of the reason why they reduced the solar energy generation subsidies, right? So I guess that once you prove your concept, what you want to do, it just surface at least at the beginning, right? If you can satisfy the need of California, and you're going to have a huge business.
Yeah, actually, when we build our first product, we're going to build it. I'm in California now. We'll build it in California at our facility, and we'll actually provide energy arbitrage. So we'll actually use it on the grid and receive profit on our first unit today. It's just that our beachhead market has doubled the profits right now. And right now we need to create capital to build more product and deploy more. So that's where we're going to start at first to get the capital. And then the next market is across the US, including California, which has high incentives for energy storage.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, great presentation.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
One last question, just because we're doing the Americas final. Is this product once viable, once you have your first your first your first product working, would it be possible? Is it easy for that product to be made in another country?
Yes.
Or produced in another country?
If the country has access to carbon fiber, they can build our product. And I'm assuming they have access to steel. So if they have steel, carbon fiber, they can build it. And we'd love to license with whoever around the world can build it. And it's in a 20-foot shipping container so that it can be shipped around in a standardized port. So it can be deployed to islands if necessary to replace their diesel generators. But yeah, our goal is to deploy as much as we can. And Kinetix will just take licensing fees and support. The thing is, like, we want to wait a couple years to work out the kinks because it's going to have very low maintenance service costs. But we have to make sure that it can withstand a long time without needing any maintenance. And so after a couple of years, we'll just go everywhere as much as we can.
Well, thank you, Eric. We're running out of time for the Q&A, and I think Monica is here to remind us that we run.
I am here to telling you that. Thank you very much. Thank you, Eric. And actually, we are finishing the first group of pitch from that we had, one from Guatemala and two from US. So I'm pretty glad to have everyone here. And all of us, we have kids around us. Well, Friday night, right? So Juan Pablo,
Yes.
don't worry, they scream. They need to understand that we're at home working. So also
They're
I
like
want
crazy.
to,
They want to appear in the screen and
of
everything.
course they want, and it's nice to hear us being here, like doing this here and pitching the people that have an amazing green ideas around in our region, Colombia, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and welcome US this year. That pretty glad that you have joined a Climate Launchpad after 10 years that this contest have been running globally. So it's awesome to be hearing these different kind of green ideas. So thank you, Juan Pablo. Thank you, Jimena, for being here. Juan Carlos Garavito is going to be also in the next group of pitches. So thank you so much both for being here, for taking this time on Friday. And of course, it's everything about the agenda of the New York Climate Week that of course we wanted to be here and be able to give this stage to all the entrepreneurs of the Americas. So thank you so much. Anyway, you can keep watching through our social media channels, LinkedIn and YouTube. Keep sharing this with your kids because we need more inspiration for the young generations. So it will be nice to them to still hearing. Also, we are having a speaker. We are having to Dr. Roger Wern. I'm sorry if I pronounced wrong with the last name, but you can also be watching him through the social media. So Jimena and Juan, thank you so much. And Jimena, before you go, okay, Jimena left. But Juan Carlos, that you're still here. Or Jimena, thank you. If you want to share something, if you want to share the impressions that you had with the first group of pitches, that will be nice to hear from you. What did you felt? What's something close to the expectations that you were having, and how is it? What are you feeling right now?
Not even close. Yeah, not even close. Of course, I work with solutions who has more traction on the market. So I was suspecting something more like that, but it was amazing to see these proposals or these ideas, and I think I hopefully I want to learn more about this and be more helpful for you for the next time.
Thank you, Jimena.
In my case, it was like surpassed the expectation. I think they were like completely prepared for this stage, and it's really here just like the quality of the speeches and the pitches that they were like doing, and also like the innovation that they are like trying to create. They are like going further, and they are like moving ahead for solutions that are currently having for the market. It's like impressive, like the different, and also just to hear also some like social like impact too. That is like really important to see the different perspective. I think it's like really good just when you see like people like talking from some solution that can be works in some part of the world, and some solution that is going ahead in other market as the US, for example.
Yeah, that's great. And it's also nice to see some of triple bottom line kind of business model, right? Because of the needs and the reality of the region, we need to do business in that way. So it's pretty nice to start seeing these new ideas, and we expect to have them, of course, growing for the next months and years to come. So thank you so much, Juan Carlos and Jimena. And we have now here Dr. Alexander Suma, that he's joined the next group of juries. But Martin, so I let you introduce the next speaker, and here I will be here around.
We have Roger first, right? Monica.
Yeah. So we have Dr. Roger Warney.
But first, I wanted to just compliment what Juan Carlos was saying about the ideas from the US and the other ideas from Guatemala and Latin America in general. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's very nice to see how the ideas that we are sharing here complement each other, because as new technologies come along in other countries, we can use those new technologies in developing countries or places where access to certain technologies is not as easy, right? So I'm happy to see that we have great ideas, social ideas, and that those ideas complement each other. I just wanted to say that. And thank you once again, Juan Carlos, and all of the judges for your time today.
And Juan Carlos, that is with us from Europe. So he's
It's
like
like a really
almost
big,
one-
Wow.
one-
really late here, but it's
It's
really
like one-
interesting just to hear like the ideas. Like it's impressive. It's like that's why I just like say that it surpassed the expectation. It's really nice, and also because I know the people from Barefoot College. I know the
I think
owner.
Juan
I
Carlos
know the
lost
people who are
connection.
like working there. It was like amazing just to hear like what they are like currently doing.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, I have here some technical information that we don't have on stage in the studio to Dr. Roger. We don't have it here ready to go in. So let's see, Porter, Martin, if you maybe
Yeah.
with him, and meanwhile
Yeah, let me. Uh-huh.
we can
Yeah.
keep talking about what we have been seeing, and also what this regional competition means for the ecosystem. And actually, Dr. Alexander, if you are here, yes, you are. Okay.
Yes, I am. Good evening.
Maybe if you can share, because Alexander was yesterday in one of the as during one of the groups. So maybe you can share your impressions of the session of yesterday, because you saw the one, I think, that Guatemala, Costa Rica, and Colombia. So what were your feelings hearing them yesterday?
I saw a great passion and commitment for the local regions, how they really want to boost the economy, which was, very great to see that. So the passion that people put in it, which starts with an idea, right? Every founder starts with an idea, but it's not just an idea. Actually, what you need to realize is that every founder starts with a passion. And from that comes an idea. The idea is only the vehicle to bring a passion to life. And that's what I saw yesterday in the pitches. People who are really committed, make the extra mile. And what I usually say to people, if you're not a founder, you don't really understand what it means to be a founder, because those are people that work day and night to realize their idea and their dream. And they go through very difficult times, and what keeps them going is that passion. So that's the key ingredient of every startup. That's how every startup starts. And sometimes you need to realize that all the companies in the world were once a startup, right? So there was always a person who at certain point started with that company, and now you see what they became. And to go against the odds, because only 1 in 10 startups becomes a success. And as founders, we know that. We know the statistics, and still we're crazy enough to do it.
But I think that also, and actually Juan Carlos have been also really involved with the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Latin America, and also the experience in Europe. I think that also the I don't know what's the words, like the incubators and the accelerator programs that are available right now is like working on that, right? We need to work on that data. We don't want to have 1 of 10 successful ideas. We want like have at least like, I don't know, like 80% of success. And I think that that's something that step by step have been impacting the local ecosystem and also the regional ecosystem, because I think that also regionally we have like our heroes, right? Like here in Latin America, Mexico is one of the countries that are most advanced, especially in impact investment, right? We have like our reference, and in every region in the world we have those reference. And the construction of this ecosystem has been really important actually in working on that. However, and now you make me think also on that, what else we can do to have a different statistic than 1 in 10? What are your thoughts, Juan and Alexander? And Martin, of course.
Of course, it's like a really difficult like question. No, it's like many countries are like trying to do our ecosystems, no, like trying to foster this number. But it's something that is like really important. Is just like to share, like people, like the people who are like creating, as Alexander said, that is like this passion. Sometimes this passion is not like finishing a really good idea. It's like this is like something that is like we are like seeing in many ecosystems, not only in Latin America, also in the US or like in Europe. But I think for me, or like from my point of view, is like we need just like to connect, because sometimes like the main problem that the entrepreneur have at right now, it's like they are like thinking that the best idea is the one that they have, and sometimes they need just to share the idea just to see how can they develop the idea in a best way, in a better way. And sometimes it's like you I don't know, you get in love like with your idea, and sometimes it's like difficult just to like to change it, and the best way just like to share your idea, just to talk with another entrepreneurs, to talk with people who are like in the ecosystem, just to see if your idea works. Or sometimes it's like you need just to fix that, no, like sometimes you need just like talking with the others, like to see which kind of like how can you like developing like the idea, or like going like in a better way. I think it's like a really difficult like a question just to answer, like as you know, like have been working in many ecosystems, and I know that all the ecosystem are just like trying to like foster the ecosystem and just like to have better like numbers, as you were like mentioning. I think it's going to be like really difficult just to move from 1 to 8, as you mentioned, but at least just to like continue with this passion of like being creating new ideas. Because like now that I'm based in Europe, of course there is like a big gap between the US, like for example, ecosystem, and the European one. And also like we don't need to copy, no, at the end they're like completely different ecosystems. They're like trying to foster, of course, the entrepreneurial ecosystem here. And as you mentioned, Latin America has like been booming the entrepreneurial like ecosystem too. And it's like different like ecosystem as the US. And of course like we have our needs, and as we were like talking about the last pitch, no, pitches like that we were like having, it's like you can just like see the difference between like how the entrepreneurs are in Latin America just like looking the markets, and how the Americans are looking the markets too, no. And I'm not saying that one of them are like better than the others. It's like, of course, that the needs that we have in the different markets are like completely different.
I'd like to answer that question as well, Monica, because this is something that I've been thinking about in these last months, and it drove me to action. Because over the last 15 years, I've been a founder and 6 companies. And what I found the most difficult was the headaches that you have, and the loneliness as a founder in certain heavy decisions. And if you think about what gives you energy, it's your team, it's successes, it's your passion. But what takes away the energy is these annoying decisions that you can't go to anyone. Because, well, you can discuss it with an attorney, but they have their own agenda. You can discuss certain things with your wife or husband, but they also have a different agenda. Don't understand the full story. Your board has an agenda. Everybody has an agenda. So it's a small pre-announcement, but that made me actually to create, and that's something that we're working on now here in Miami, we call it Planet Positive People. And it's a sort of community where actually a trusted environment is created, where you can discuss these topics with experts or serial founders who've been through it. And let's say the question comes up, I need to fire a co-founder because he's been behaving really bad. With who are you going to discuss that? Or I'm negotiating my salary with the investors that want to come on board. But who are you going to ask advice? Like, what's normal? What's appropriate? How should I go into that negotiation? So really those sensitive topics, that's why we want to create a space for founders so they can focus on the business instead of being distracted by headaches.
You make a point there that was actually something that I wanted to share here, is that, and actually that I start to mention to the entrepreneurs that start this year the acceleration program of Clean Tech Hub. And I said to them, like, I don't actually want to accelerate a company. Actually, I want to work with the founders that need to accelerate the company. That's a completely different thing, and that's something that I think the ecosystem has missed. I have been in the ecosystem of Colombia for the last 11 years. Mm-hmm. And it's like we are all the time talking about companies. We are talking about startups. We are talking about organizations. But how does an organization rate itself? Is 1 or 2 people together trying to deliver something to the market. For us, it's trying to do an impact. So we are too much focusing on the business per se, and we are losing the most important part, that is the person. I am also a mentor in leadership and in productivity, and I'm starting working a lot on that matter with the founders, because it's like they are like 24/7, like they are like just don't having boundaries. They are like trying to participate in all the incubator programs, in all the acceleration programs, and I said like, wait, just wait, like stop and just breathe and make decisions. What do you want? And how you are going to make that happen is really the way to be participating in another acceleration program. Who is going to sell? Who is going to make your company move? So I think that's had been quite a mistake from all the people that we have been in entrepreneurship, including myself. That is, we are not talking about people. We are not talking about the humans that are behind the companies. And if we don't talk about them, with them, and to them, there's not going to be anything, right? Because we talk about passion, we talk about purpose, and that's not a ephemeral thing. It's a heart, and it's a mind, and it's a soul of someone, right? So that's something that I think that we have been missing a little bit, but I think that we are starting to go and working more on the people, on the being, on the well-being, because I think that also, and what I mentioned to the founders that go through the process in the COP is, you have a magic wand, and all of them look me like crazy, like, what? I need money, I don't have enough resources, and you're telling me that I have a magic wand? Like, are you crazy or what, right? And it's, yes, you do, because if you first start looking inside your company right now, with the people that you have right now, what you have right now, and try to have some perspective about what are the things that you are doing right now, how you are doing it, and how you can improve it, I think that you are going to be able to improve something. And that 10% or even that 1% is going to make the difference.
Absolutely.
And I also mentioned to them, is like, you have the power of start a business culture organization based on the well-being of the people that is working with you.
Yeah.
And that is another big story.
And I think for too many years, we've only looked at the profits, mostly driven by investors, right, on their returns. And the well-being has been really overlooked. But I think what investors also need to understand, if the founders, they don't need to be rich in the first year. I understand that's not the meaning, but they need to be able to not have that headache and to stay connected to that passion. If their life is horrible, also in all the things that are happening in the company, that's, you're going to have many challenges in a startup, and they don't have anywhere to go with those questions and with those challenges, it's going to be a very lonely thing for founders, and they're not going to feel appreciated, and it makes them not run as fast as they would actually wish. So it is in the advantage of investors, in my opinion, that the founders are in a good state of well-being. They feel committed, they are connected to their passion, and that's how you get things done. So it's really an advantage for everybody who is connected to that startup.
Love it, Dr. Alexander. So we could keep talking about this forever, for sure. I'm super passionate about well-being and leadership. So yeah. Hopefully one day we can have a long conversation about this. So I see 2 new faces on our screen. So Nathan Musa, welcome. And Dr. Roger Guarn, thank you for being here. Welcome to this live transmission of the ClimateLaunchpad Regional Finals, the Americas Green Pitch Competition. We are here in the day 2, so welcome.
Thank you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep. Very good.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Okay, so thank you so much. So now we have here the next jury team that is going to be Nathan. Juan Carlos and Dr. Alexander. So Nathan, if you give us a couple of minutes to introduce you properly, and now we are going to give some minutes, maybe not the complete 15 minutes, but maybe 10 minutes to Dr. Warren, that we appreciate profoundly that you have accepted Porter invitation to be here as a special guest. So I will pass you the microphone.
Okay. Do you want me to speak right now?
Yes, please.
Oh,
We were
okay,
waiting.
Let me fire up my presentation.
If
Yeah.
you need it, if don't, just feel like share with us all your experience. So Porter, also you were.
Yeah. So at the bottom of the StreamYard, you see a present icon. You just hit on that, and you should be able to share your screen.
Okay, hang on. So how do I share my screen?
Okay, so at the bottom of the StreamYard, you should see a present icon, right? Like a monitor.
Oh, yeah, present. I see
you
it.
hit
Yes.
on that. You
Okay.
hit on that. After that, you should be able to have a choice to choose a window, or you should just maybe choose the present now, and then you'll be able to select, which window you're gonna share.
Okay.
So you can point that to your presentation.
Okay, hang on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Tab.
If it gets complicated, you can go ahead with our presentation. Don't worry. That we understand that sometimes
Can you see my screen now?
It took a few seconds, so let's see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's coming
you
up.
see
Okay.
it? Okay.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
Very good. Okay, let me on the current slide. Okay,
Yeah,
now
but I think that we are seeing the Google screen.
do you see anatomy of a not so successful startup company?
No.
No, we saw a window, which is a search window.
Okay.
So you might point to a different screen. So what you want to exit that, and then we saw your cursor.
Okay.
Maybe a different tab. Maybe having a different tab.
Let's see. I'm not sure. She starts. Okay, so now
you can get out and then and then choose the right window and then get back in again. I mean, stop sharing, and then redo it and then pick the right window. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I'm not sure. Let's show. I'm not sure how to do this.
Okay. Do you see? Okay, so do you see there's a window pop up that you can choose whether your slide or one of the window. So if you move your cursor,
slides. Okay, hang on.
Okay, if you move your cursor to the slide, then the slide should be shared. Okay.
Roger, I think that don't get messy with the presentation. If it works for you just to share your knowledge and your experience without a presentation, it's totally fine.
Okay.
I think that your words are so powerful, and for sure, there's no matter if you are unable to share your screen.
Just a moment. Let me try something. Okay, hang on just a moment. Let me try once again.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome, Nathan, to
I think we lost Roger.
I think so.
Did we lost Roger? Dr. Wendy?
Yes.
Let's draw your presentations at the end of this segment.
Okay, perfect.
That way we can reach out to him and connect the presentation.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
So if we can share the slides for the next segment. The next segment is all about circular economy.
Yeah. So, okay, can you see me now? Okay, you see me now. Okay. Okay, everyone can see and hear you. All right. So just perhaps, since I'm not familiar with this system, I'll just say a little bit, and I can share. Perhaps other guys can comment on. Okay.
Oh, coming up. Oh, a different window. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah. So we try next time.
Okay.
Sorry about
that. I
that.
just talked. So anyway, what I tell budding entrepreneurs, my experience is with teaching entrepreneurship to scientists and engineers, and scientists and engineers, especially if you're a PhD in science or engineering. Frequently, the scientists and engineers think that business is trivial because when they were in school, they were always working hard into the late hours, and the business majors were always out partying. So how hard can it be? Well, it turns out that let me back up. I'm with Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory, at least I was until I retired 2 weeks ago. And my role at the laboratory was to teach entrepreneurship to the scientists and engineers, because in getting technology out the door from the laboratory to the private sector, one of the important aspects is that the scientists must treat the business people as peers, as intellectual peers. And if they somehow think they are superior to the businessman, it doesn't work very well. So making sure that the scientists understand that business is very difficult and that a good business person is an intellectual equivalent to a good scientist, well, that's an important message for the scientists to get. So we've had this course at Livermore, we've taught for the last 8 years on entrepreneurship that's taught to science and engineers. And we've run about 450 scientists through this course over the last years, and it has changed the culture of the laboratory. The scientists and engineers understand that if their technology is going to have an impact, it is going to go through the private sector in the form of a product or service that will be delivered by the business community to the population as a whole. So business is a necessary element in successful technology transfer. And our scientists have figured that out, and it's made a huge difference in how well we do. So let me tell you what I start with. So when I'm first teaching the course, I say, first of all, business is about making money, period. If you don't make money, you will not survive for very long. So a good businessman puts making money ahead of everything else, because again, if you're not making money, you will not be in business very long. The second thing is, was told to me by a professor from the University of Texas. He made the following statement when I met him a few years ago. He said, he taught a course at the University of Texas called I2P, Innovation to Product. And he said that he tells his students that when you're in business, you have to make a product or service that is so good that people want your product or service more than they want their own money. And that is a very, very true statement. I mean, that's what moves sales. So those are the two big things. Now, the experience that I had, I was going to talk about, I have a presentation that came about over my company called Anatomy of a Not So Successful Startup Company. And this was a company, I want to share with you some of the trials and tribulations. The company was started, I started the company, I was at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. I was head of engineering. I was associate director for engineering and technology transfer. So I had one of the best jobs in the laboratory. And being associated with technology transfer, the startup bug bit me. And I decided I wanted to try doing a startup. I was approached by a group of physicians from the University of California, San Francisco, to start a company using the medical expertise of UCSF, the University of California, San Francisco, and the science and engineering capability of Lawrence Livermore Lab. So the co-founders were myself and a guy named Alex Margulis, who had been chair of radiology at UCSF, and a few others. And so we had, so the idea was we were going to make medical instruments for the budding market of magnetic resonance image guided surgery. Now, you know that MRI it's for imaging, and MRI has superior soft tissue contrast. So, but the problem is that you've got these magnetic fields that you have to deal with. General Electric had, over the early 90s, spent $350 million building an MRI magnet system that was called open architecture. So you could actually do surgery in the magnet itself. And in so doing, you needed to have surgical instruments that were compatible with high magnetic fields. Of course, that meant, they had to be non-magnetic, so they didn't turn into projectiles when they got near the magnet. And they also had to have image compatibility, which is a much tougher problem. You didn't want the instrument, when it got into the magnetic field, the imaging field, to create a perturbation in the field. And so that was a much more difficult problem. Anyway, to make a long story short, we started developing instruments. We had, over the course of a few years, we had 6 patents on technology that was for instruments. We developed a series of electrosurgical instruments. We developed some bipolar forceps. We developed some biopsy needles. We developed a magnetic field dosimeter and other things. And to make a long story short, the bottom line was that the company was started by those of us who in the medical field would be considered early adopters. Alex Margulis was a pioneer in magnetic resonance imaging. We had another gentleman on the board named Walter Robb, who was the former president of GE Medical Systems. And Alex and Walter together were credited with bringing MRI to the market. So they were clearly leaders in the market. So the company had leaders in the MRI market, leaders in medicine, and was following the lead of General Electric Corporation, who was investing a great deal of money into MR guided surgery. So what could go wrong? Well, first thing was that we found out that one of my jobs was to go around and meet medical professionals, go to their hospitals, and talk about MR guided surgery and our instruments. So I went to the head of radiology at a hospital in Oakland, California, Kaiser Hospital in Oakland, California. And I said, I wanted to talk about magnetic resonance image guided surgery. So this was a woman who was the head of radiology at Kaiser Hospital in Oakland, California, a major facility. So I said, I wanted to talk about magnetic resonance image guided surgery. And she says, what's that? So I think to myself, we may have a problem here. And then the next thing I did is I went and talked to a venture capitalist about MR guided surgery. And he said, he picked up immediately, he said, that market's going to be slow to grow. And I will wait to see how successful you are before I invest, how successful you are breaking into the market. Because at that particular time, when General Electric seeded the market, they had deployed under their own money 6 MR guided surgery units around the world. They had 2 in the United States. They had 1 at Stanford, 1 at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Oakland, 1 in Japan, and 2 more in Europe. And they all needed MR guided instruments. And so whenever we come up with some prototypes, we would have plenty of opportunity for them to be used in surgery. And we found over time that even though the market was slow to grow, our electrosurgical instruments, which were called BOVIEs, and they use an electric arc to cut and cauterize surgery. So those turned out to be in demand. The problem was the market was quite slow. And so even though we were spending, in the later part of the 1990s, we were spending about $100,000 a month
Did we lose him?
I think we lost him. Okay, actually Roger's experience was is amazing. He was just talking about how even a business that got him, think about this, in the 90s, $300 million in the 90s, that's a lot of money, right? And not even, and that takes the importance of having the technical people understand how to communicate the ideas is key. I think if we got something from Roger today, is that it's not enough to have the technical knowledge. It's not enough to know if you understand how your product works. What's also important is how you present it, how you communicate, and how you make the rest of the people that are not experts. Most of the people, like 99% of the people, will not really understand how many of these technologies work. So the way we communicate as startups, the way we communicate as technical people is key for our success. So if we can bring up the presentation, please, Monica. We'll go into the pitches for circular economy. As I mentioned before, our judges for this last segment are the ones you see on screen: Dr. Alexander Suma, Nathan Musso, and Juan Carlos Garavito. There you have them. Next slide, please.
Yeah, Nathan, please, welcome. I think that with Alexander and Juan Carlos, we have been having a little bit of chat when you just went in. So thank you very much for accept this invitation, and we would like to hear a little bit about you and your expectations about being here, listening this green idea speech.
Sure. Right now, or?
Yes, right now. Just
awesome.
Yes, a warming.
Awesome. Nice to meet everyone. I'm an investor at TechNexus. We're in Chicago. We're an early stage venture firm, typically coming in seed or Series A, though flex up and down a lot. Before this, well, I've been here about 2 years. Before this, I was a founder in Memphis, Tennessee. Not much of like a startup ecosystem, so kind of had to learn everything on the fly. Did that for about 2 years during COVID. It was alcohol delivery, very important work, obviously. And when I found out about VC, just sort of applied everywhere and eventually convinced TechNexus to say yes. My expectations for today, I mean, I founders are my people. I love talking to all of you, even if you're building things that I could never even dream of building myself. So I'm just excited to hear how passionate you all are, and hopefully can give any tidbit of advice, but we'll see.
Well, thank you to all of you three to be here. And actually, we are so in the last group of pitches that are all given some solutions or innovative approach to circular economy. And actually, all of these three are from the Caribbean. So welcome to the three teams, and welcome. We already have here to David from Eotaflow. So the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, David. How are you?
I'm doing well. Phone share.
Perfect.
Good day, everyone. I am David Wisdom, founder of Eotaflow. Today, I'm excited to present our plan to transform waste into reusable, eco-friendly products. Our mission is to close the loop on waste by creating sustainable solutions that benefits both the environment and the economy. Our initial focus is on the food and beverage industry, a sector with a strong need for sustainable packaging solutions. We offer biodegradable packaging made from sugarcane bagasse at $35 per case. This approach not only meets the demand for eco-friendly products, but also offers a competitive price point. We are targeting a significant market opportunity. Our total addressable market is $25 million, with a serviceable obtainable market of $5 million. This represents a substantial demand for sustainable packaging solutions within the food and beverage sector in Jamaica. Our goal is to capture a meaningful share of this growing market. Our beachhead currently sits at 1,100 businesses, which represents a 20% stake, with an aim to expand this penetration percentage year over year. Eotaflow offers a strong value proposition. Our packaging is cost-effective and eco-friendly. It supports local economies and provides an affordable, responsible choice for businesses. By using our products, customers will reduce their environmental impact while contributing to sustainability. An added value is the fact that there are currently no local manufacturers of biodegradable packaging. The current market is entirely imported. Our flagship product is biodegradable packaging made from sugarcane bagasse, which is a byproduct of sugarcane processing. Corn or bamboo are our backup products. These materials are all sustainable and practical, making it an ideal replacement for traditional plastics in the food and beverage industry. Through our customer discovery process, we conducted 22 interviews and identified key insights. We observed that there are strong demand for sustainable practices. However, businesses are highly sensitive to the costs. Quality and reliability are crucial for adoption, and that there is a need for greater education on the benefits of biodegradable products. We aim to attack this education deficit by executing effective marketing campaigns on the benefits of environmentally positive processes and products. Looking at our financials, by 2027, we expect to generate $2.8 million in sales with a profit of $1.28 million. Key drivers include the growing demand for sustainable packaging, competitive pricing, and customer numbers. Our lean operational approach will ensure we maintain healthy margins while scaling. Eotaflow's impact goes way beyond just profits. By removing 375,000 metric tons of waste from the environment, we prevent an equivalent of up to 375,000 tons of CO2 emissions. This significantly reduces greenhouse gases, helping to mitigate climate change and promoting a healthy environment in Jamaica. Our goals are ambitious. We aim to achieve $4 million in revenue by year 5 and capturing 20% of the market by year 3. Leading this charge is our experienced team. Each member brings a wealth of knowledge in entrepreneurship, marketing, engineering, and environmental management. Our team includes myself, David Wisdom, with over 10 years of successful business operations experience. Mr. Dave Smith brings a wealth of experience in operations and marketing field, which will be essential in getting our messages of eco-consciousness to the public. Mr. Oshane Esten offers the technical expertise that enables us to set up operations to ensure sustainability. And the queen of the crop, Mrs. Althea Blake Kerr, an environmentalist by training and by life choice. She provides guidance in the areas of product development. Eotaflow is not just a business. We are a movement towards a sustainable future. We're closing the loop on waste, and in doing so, we're creating value for our customers, our communities, and our planet. Thank you and have a great day.
David, thank you very much. That was awesome. So now we open the microphones to our 3 juries for Q&A for the next 5 minutes.
I'll ask the first question. Thank you for your great presentation. It's very clear, and I definitely see a very good cause and sustainability. Because now everything is transported and manufacturing it locally, I already see a great uptake there. Where are you now with your product in terms of, have you produced it? Are you manufacturing at scale? Can you tell a little bit about it?
Okay, so right now we're in the prototype phase. We have done a sample product. We are running into some issues as it relates to bleed through. One of the things that we have discovered is that because it's a biodegradable product, we have some products that will cause bleed through that will disintegrate the product. So we're currently in the research process of trying to figure out what kind of biodegradable film can we apply to the product to prevent the absorption. But we are pretty advanced in the prototype phase.
Great. And in terms of scaling up manufacturing, is that something that you see possible locally?
Yes, it is. Our core raw material is sugarcane bagasse. which is very abundantly available in Jamaica, because Jamaica is a big sugar producer. Corn and bamboos are our alternate products that we use. So in terms of scalability, we first ensure that we do have availability to the raw product, which we do have. As it relates to getting the product scaled, we are looking at, obviously we'd have to import machinery into the island to assist us with that growth. But as it relates to scalability, we are very confident that would be an easy thing for us to do.
Thank you.
Hi, David. A question I have is, you said that this is unique in Jamaica. Are there any much larger or like more solidified companies that are doing a similar thing in markets that you look to as, I want to do that, but for Jamaica? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. So currently in Jamaica, for biodegradable products that are made specifically from, say, bagasse, there's currently none on the market. All the biodegradable packaging products are imported from overseas, from the US. We do have packaging manufacturers in Jamaica, but they're heavily plastic based. And the government is heavily setting policy that is steering away from that kind of packaging material. So we technically currently on the market are the only ones with the idea, innovative enough to create this product. We do see in Florida, where there are companies in Florida that does do biodegradable packaging, which are similar to what we do. The difference is that they produce the material based on, which includes a lot of products that are not necessarily biodegradable. As I mentioned earlier, one of the challenges that we face is providing a product that is not easily worn out or absorbed through. So we do realize that that challenge exists not just for us, but also for other companies who are looking to go into the space. But it's not a challenge that is insurmountable. It can be overcome.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, David. First of all, congratulations for your presentation. I just have a specific question, because I know how the markets are like in Latin America and in Caribbean, like Iceland. And like, how is the difference between the prices? No, because at the end you have an idea and you can just like buy like a build and like this idea just create this opportunity for your business or for your idea, but the people are like willing to pay more. How is the difference between the plastic one and the ones that you are like creating? Because sometimes it's a really good idea, but of course you mentioned that the regulation is also changing, but the customers are willing to pay more, or like they are going to continue like consuming plastic because they are not going to pay more because they don't have money just to like move to your products.
Okay, so the one of the challenge, of course, as I'd mentioned earlier, is that plastic is very heavy on the market currently. Policy has been made to divert, the focus from using plastics into biodegradable packaging. The market itself is very open to accepting the change, because our rivers and our gullies, our tributaries and our oceans are heavily inundated with plastics. Just yesterday and a few days before, we had very heavy rains, which we saw in the news and it's available online. Tons and tons of plastics that are being washed away into the ocean, and in those plastics are products that we could replace using our biodegradable packaging. So in terms of affordability, the raw products are locally available to us, and the production in terms of the cost of labor or the cost of manufacture will be lower than importers, because once you import said product, you have to pay very high customs fees, which sometimes can be a turnoff for persons using the product. But if that product is sourced and produced locally, we avoid a lot of those barriers to entry and those customs and other taxes which are applicable to imported items.
Okay, but just to understand a little bit, you have like a national companies or local companies who are like producing in plastic, or like you have like a strong like companies or who are like doing this? Because I know that, for example, I'm just gonna give you an example about the Colombian, where I like coming from. Of course, like they are like trying to like move this like consumption of plastic, but for like poor like cities, it's like really difficult to move, no, because they are like really expensive just to move from the plastic to other like like opportunities for being like for other products, and sometimes the reaction of the market is not what you were like expecting for. It's like they are not like gonna move as fast as we think, and you were like showing us some like figures about the projection that you have on for your revenues in the future.
Right. So the market is wide open. That is obvious. Based on the direction that the market is heading, we feel as if we have come up with a formula, number one, and a process that can create a product that will be durable. Plastics, for the next year and a half, 2 years, thereabout, will still be the number one, used item for this purpose, especially in the tourism sector. But we foresee, obviously, once we take up, our process in terms of what we are in the intellectual property process of perfecting, and we have taken this to market. Because at the end of the day, big companies will have big ideas, but sometimes it's a small man that has better ideas that can create a product that a big company will not have thought of. And I believe that with myself and my team, we do have something that will allow us to get to market really quickly and have a product that will be durable and will be competitive to plastics. And ultimately, the bigger players will look on and be like, oh, they now see potential as to where they can now switch away from plastics, which will be to the benefit of everyone.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
And thank you to the jurors for an amazing Q&A. I think it was beneficial for David and for everyone watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, Angelica, if you can bring up the slides, please. We have our next team to present. Wait.
Thank you, David.
Next, we have 3BA, Ayamanda Enterprise Limited from Trinidad and Tobago, also from the Caribbean, coming up. Angelica, if you can confirm that they're coming up, just to be sure. But in the meantime, any impressions, especially from Alexander, maybe comparing, the topics. Today you're looking at circular economy. Yesterday you look at clean industry. How do you feel the difference of the topics?
No, the topics are similar, which I really like. It is about local manufacturing and using locally available materials. And if you think about how much CO2 that we burn just in shipping, if we can just prevent that and create local jobs, just so much better. So I like these high import taxes because that forces people to start manufacturing locally.
Hi, Porter, you came up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So, I think it's a good idea in terms of like solving the plastic problem for sure, right? The only comment is that there are actually lots of competition, right, from different countries. A lot of people try to do the same thing using different materials. So I think the real question is really the price point, the cost of productions, and also competition.
That's true. And on the other hand, when it's a local product, your beachhead market is easier to capture because you'll be the favorite because you're local, you have all the contacts. So to get your business running locally will be easier. And then you get a chance to optimize the economies of scale and start the competition, the real competition.
I agree. Until you somehow I totally agree with your point, right? So you definitely have a advantage if you know the locals and all the distribution channels, something like that. the real, I would think that the real competition is like somehow if they may not, right, but if they bump into some big company, they really have a manufacturing scale, and then if they really have the cost advantage, then that might really cause a lot of headache for them. So it doesn't mean that they won't be successful, but then they just need to watch out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. And the common piece of advice from pitches is, even if there's no direct competitors, sometimes the status quo is the competition. Yeah. So in this case, plastics are, you need to unseat that somehow, and maybe it's through price. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, especially in the consumer space, right? I'll give you just a couple of good examples, right? So Temu and Shang is coming from nowhere, and in a couple of years, right? I mean, in terms of the business volume, in terms of the market cap, is actually bigger than Sarah and H&M and all those companies combined. I mean, just Temu itself, or even like Shang itself, right? So this is like somehow if you got a 800-pound, like gorilla, they figure out, oh, that's a good business to have, and then they come in, and then there's a potential that they will be a very, very strong competitor, right? So,
one tip for all the founders who are manufacturing locally: make sure that you print on it "Made in Jamaica," or put it very big so that everybody can connect to it. And then, like plates in restaurants, they will say, "Look, this is made in Jamaica," right? Work on that pride, and that's a really good vehicle.
So I would say, from my experience, right? So let's say if you have a compatible product, if the price points is the same, or even you are slightly more expensive, but you're locally made, you support local jobs and things like that, you will win, right? But then if the disparity is like too wide, then you might have a problem.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we're ready for Growing Essentials Agricultural to come onto stage. Angelica, if you can put them on stage, please.
I think that one of the teams is having technical issues with the connection, so we will need to go through the last team of the Caribbean, that is Growing Essentials Agricultural.
Yes. He was just up, so.
Yeah, let's see. Well, sometimes this happens. Let's see if we are able to finish. These are the last two pitch that we will be having here in this event. I think that we lost them too. That's not good. Okay, so a little bit of patience. Well, these a couple of minutes allow the jury to finish the evaluation in the scorecard.
I think they finished with the last team evaluation.
Okay, let's give them 2 minutes more, or we will need to make a hard decision. Like they lost because of W. I'm here in contact with the tech team.
Well, in the meantime, maybe we can discuss with Juan Carlos, Nathan, Alexander, how do you see this integration between Latin America and the US, and the importance of, especially on this topic of clean technology, how can we work together as one big continent?
Okay, I'll go. I mean, I'm encouraged by how normal remote work has gotten. I think there'll be a generation of entrepreneurs that grew up in remote work, and they'll be more encouraged to hire and source talent from other areas. and I think Latin America is especially suited, considering, as little as it might seem, the time zone difference, it's not that bad. So I could totally see a world in which folks who were just beginning working during COVID to, 5, 10, 15 years later when they're starting a company, consider folks in Colombia just as much as they're considering folks in Miami or New York or wherever. So I mean, I think the key thing is like where is their unique talent, and if companies in Latin America can produce that unique talent, then entrepreneurs anywhere are gonna would see value in it and not have a hurdle in hiring them. Hopefully, that's where my head goes to, is like is talent sourcing and talent. I don't know what the word would be, but blending of talent pools.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, it's like a lot of talent in Latin America now. As like people are like working remotely, it's just like easy to connect, and also the time difference between like the US and Latin America is not as big as when you were like talking about Asia or like Europe. No, I think what is like really important is just to connect the markets, no, at the end, and maybe the people in Latin America and also in the US, they need just to understand what is happening in the other part. No, it's like because sometimes what is like really important is just to try to solve or to connect, like the different needs that we have in Latin America, or like the needs that that the US had. That's why we were like talking about the last round that we were like evaluating like some startups that you can just like see the differences, and also how the people in Latin America were like talking about their ideas, and their plans, and the startups like they were like coming from the US. They were like completely like a different approach, and
Thank
that's
you.
why
I'm seeing Darnell connected. Darnell.
Yes, I saw that he appears sometimes in the screen, and I think it's like that's the problem that we are like currently having in the Caribbean and in Latin America and other connections.
I haven't thought of that. Yeah. Jeez.
Okay, let's try one more time, Angelica, to put him up. Okay, she's 2 more minutes, 3 minutes should be. I think he's trying to reconnect. Just close it and open it again. Give it a minute. So, Alex, what is your take on this? This connection between the Americas. I think supply chain wise, it makes sense to do more business.
Yeah.
Curious about your take.
I lived in the US from 2007 to 2010, and then I moved back last December. So I feel like I don't know much about it that I can speak for. But I do live in Miami, and everybody who lives here works in New York. So that kind of tells you, and all the people who live here and work in New York, because the quality of life is very good in Miami. It's always good weather, except when a hurricane passes by. But for the rest, it's usually good weather. And I can see the same for Central and South America. It's the same time zone, but you have opposite seasons, right? When it's winter in the north, it's summer in the south. So I can also see a lot of reasons why people would live in the south and work in the north, or the other way around.
If I had a remote job, I'd live in Mexico City. I love Mexico City.
You see, there you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Hi, good day, everyone. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I had to sign in on my cell phone because I was getting problems signing in on my laptop. I'm not sure what was the issue.
Perfect, Angelica. If you can put the presentation, please.
Can you guys tell me how to share my video from my phone? Please, sorry for the inconvenience. Okay, so recording.
Hi, good day. My name is Donald Duper from growing essentials agricultural supplies and services located in Trinidad and Tobago. The deal, Growing Essentials, plan on exchanging education on sustainable agriculture to farmers and their families for $15 per participant. The market, the world population is 8 billion. Latin America and the Caribbean population is approximately 664.5 million, where 11 million of those are farmers. So our benchmark market, we tend to farmers in Latin America and the Caribbean for the greatest impact on the agricultural sector and the environment. Customer value proposition. Growing Essentials plan on focusing on sustainability, affordability, comprehensive training, and expert guidance, where our competitors include educational institutions, government organizations, agricultural suppliers, along with other farmers. As shown in our table, our competitors doesn't tick off all of the necessary factors, so we plan on excelling when it comes to this. Product. We plan on offering classes on sustainable agriculture. Topics such as beekeeping, hydroponics, animal husbandry, crop production, and many more. Customer discovery. We carried out approximately 300 interviews from a diverse pool, including 100 men, 100 women, and 100 teenagers. The key assumptions was affordability, expertise of lecturers, location of classes, where we learned that expert and experienced lecturers was an asset and a requirement, and face-to-face to online options was necessary. Our financials, key drivers include cost per product, market share, product/deal. So our market is 11 million, where we plan on capturing a market share of 0.9%, and we plan on selling one product minimum to each customer, which will be 100,000 customers. Once this is achieved, our profit per year would be $825,000 USD. Climate impact. Agriculture is known to use a lot of water and also contribute to greenhouse emissions. Sustainable agriculture can combat these two issues, where conventional agriculture uses 90% more water than sustainable practices, and conventional agriculture create 97% more greenhouse emissions. So by teaching sustainable agriculture, we believe that we can reduce these figures to 9% water usage and 32% greenhouse emissions. Founder dream. Our founders are Tahila Romeo, operations manager. She has a bachelor's in education, focusing on primary education, and a master's of the arts of educational psychology and special education. CEO Dana Duper has a bachelor's in business administration in management and a certificate in agriculture and agri-processing. Our marketing manager, Johanna William Rostat, has a certificate in agriculture and agri-processing and a certificate in good agricultural practices. Our dream is to reduce the negative impact of agriculture on the environment, to increase agriculture opportunities through education, and to train farmers, 100,000 farmers annually. This is our presentation. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to working with you in the future.
Thank you for listening. I look forward to your questions.
Yeah, shall I go first? Well, Thank you for your presentation. It seems like you're on an impactful mission. I was curious from your pricing strategy how you selected $15 for your product.
Okay, so currently we carry our classes in Trinidad and Tobago, and it costs us what we sell our classes for 100 TT, and converting that to USD is approximately $15 TT. At that price, we are able to pay our lecturers and also our facilitators for our classes.
Yeah, makes sense. Thank you. Yes, and I had one more question, if I may. Why is the government a competitor? Could you collaborate with the government?
So we actually currently collaborate with governments. All of our competitors, we collaborate with them. But currently, that's why I list them as sources, because they are the sources of education on sustainable agriculture at the moment. But it have issues in terms of some of them, well, having expensive classes like the agri companies, etc. And the governments may not have online options. So we plan on working with them and other organizations to provide our product.
Thank you.
I don't know. So you already have been running many of these classes?
Correct. We have been running these classes and demonstration facilities. So we actually own a hydroponic farm and an apiary where we teach people on sustainability and water usage. So we save a lot of water using drip irrigation, solenoid valves, etc. And we add to biodiversity through beekeeping, by keeping bees on different farms, helping pollinators.
Mhm.
So those are two of the many projects that we currently carry about, and we have been working with other companies and one of the universities on our island when it comes to those projects.
Okay. And I guess how are you getting customer or the cohorts of people to come to your classes?
Great question. So our partners, as in the organizations that we get hired for, or we are also to teach classes for, they have their clients where they hire us for, and also we market via social media, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, and we meet a lot of new clients that way also.
Cool. Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Darnell, congratulations for your presentation. It's really important just to be training the agricultural people on sustainable topics. But I just have a question. Yes, you were like the figures that you were showing us is it seems that you wanted to reach a lot of number of people to train. How you're gonna be training them, because I think it's gonna be difficult just to find a lot of people who are going to do the training for you, or the people that is gonna work with you, because as I saw the figures, it was 100,000 people on the first year, on farmers on the first year, the goal that you wanted to.
Correct. So we plan to have different lecturers. So currently we have different lecturers that we work with. So we hire per class. So we hire different lecturers per classes, and we target. Currently, we have been doing over 400 persons at certain times of the year. So we plan to do 1,500 every month, and in the future, once we get this on a Caribbean scale, because currently we only tend to Trinidad and Tobago. So that's our goal with this. So we plan on reaching a large number of people through marketing between us and our partners in this industry.
Okay, thank you.
Great. If that's all the questions, thank you, Darnell, for your presentations. Thank you to the jury for the questions. If we can bring the next team 3DA to the stage, please.
Good night.
Hi, Joseph, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, so let me start.
You have you here.
You're hearing me good, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let me share screen. Share screen and select this. I'm trying to get the QuickTime player.
Life to cultivation and understanding the importance of sustainable agriculture. But in recent years, I've seen the distribution
destructive effects that climate change have had on our farms, our farmers, and it's especially those in the rural areas that are unable to to add anything to help them manage or control the drought and stuff like that. And there's the global push from the United Nations to address the challenges have now pushed Tree Balamanda Enterprise Limited to using a simple solution to this problem. Here's our deal. What we're offering today, I'm here to introduce our EcoBat Sand Battery, a 5 kilowatt storage unit that provides affordable and sustainable energy solutions for agrivoltaic farmers. Starting at just $500 USD, EcoBat is designed to help farmers lower their energy costs and harness energy, from their field, that wind, that solar. But we also need to look at our market. We have a growing market in the circular economy, that is valued at $7 million USD, and we're targeting beachhead market of 35,000 farmers within this market who need sustainable energy storage solutions. Out of this market, we are targeting agrivoltaic farmers, sustainable, energy efficient, green and eco farmers. We want to ensure that our customer value proposition is understood. Why EcoBat? Compared to lithium batteries, EcoBat is 3.5 times cheaper, 2.5 times longer in life cycle. Lithium batteries for 5 kilowatt cost one farmer $1,750 USD for a 10-year life cycle. EcoBat can give them 25 years for that same amount of output for $500 USD. We're offering our farmers a more affordable, long-lasting alternative that is built using waste, recycled waste material like e-waste, such as microwaves and washing machines. But let me introduce you to the product. How does it work? The EcoBat Sand Battery is charged by solar, wind, or wind, or to any form of renewable energy system, storing energy as heat and sand, which is then converted back into electricity for use. Our solution addresses two key problems: reducing energy costs and cutting down on environmental waste generated during the discardation of household appliances. But we also had to take heavily into consideration our customer discovery. One of the things you have to be able to understand from this discovery is some of these key insights and assumptions. 80% are aware of the high costs associated with current energy solutions, while 70% say current batteries are too expensive. You have to remember, this is a cost per farmer. 100% are dissatisfied with the short life cycle of the current battery options, and 41% are willing to pay for a more affordable battery such as the EcoBat. What we need to remember to be able to meet our goal and to be able to produce a product, we are targeting a market of 10,000 with a market share of 20%. The net price per product is 20,000, will help us to be able to get a profit of 1.5 million. But that is dependent on the cost of the production, the selling price, and the battery's performance. And therefore, our performance is built on our climate impact. By reducing traditional lithium batteries with EcoBat, we can significantly reduce carbon emissions over the next 5 years. We can, with a beachhead market of 80%, we can save over 205,800 tons of CO2 emissions. You have to remember, to be able to do anything, we need a team and a dream and a goal to go for. That is why I've gathered a team of expertise over a various fields of consultants, from solar to engineering, with over 5 to 10 years of experience. And that is how we are going to be able to achieve our goal. You have to remember also that it's key to a more sustainable and affordable energy future for farmers, as we try to make it easy for them to sustain their crop and their life cycle. Together, we can make a real impact on our communities, our environment, and our planet. Hey, so
Nathan, you want to start with the question, or? You are unmuted, right?
Yeah. Congratulations. That was really great. I love hearing your passion behind the idea. Can you talk about, I guess, how you came to start this and why you're doing it? It sounds like you're very passionate about it.
So I have over 8 years experience in agriculture, and I recently launched a business as an agri-processor during COVID. And one of the main problems we were having, especially for the level of machinery we need to be able to process our food, it's energy. And the cost of energy is really high. But not only that, commercial energy is higher than home-based energy. And because I'm in agriculture, a processor, I have to deal with farmers, and sometimes, you try to get a price low and they complain about, I can't go lower than this because, it's costing me too much. I'm losing crops due to the heat and I cannot afford to put solar. And, they would love to put solar. And it's an all-round effect, a circular effect for each and every one of us, because for me to be able to provide a cheap product, I need to get my products at an average price, and I'm unable to do that because they have to expand more time and money in trying to help their crops survive. And even if they do add solar, they can't get the benefit out of it because they only able to buy a small battery. And I decided, you know what? Let me see what I could do as an agri processor to cut that bill. And then while thinking of and doing my research, like, yes, it has been done, the technology is there. How do I go about actually implementing it into my agri processing facility? And I was like, what is the cheapest way? Because you don't have the capital to build something big. So you start looking at the different raw materials you have. And I had an old microwave, and I was like, you know what? Let me see what I can do with this microwave. It already made to take heat. It already has, aluminum. It already has a lot of wiring. It already has a lot of, components I could, recycle or reuse to kind of give me that push. And that is how I started, diving into energy, diving into studying, the benefits and what is the easiest thing. I had my neighbor had just finished building his home. I went to him, I said, hey, can I have some of your sand? He was like, yeah, go ahead. So I started looking and finding ways, to put everything together to actually create something that was going to be sufficient and beneficial to me and my brethren in the field.
That's awesome. That's really good context. Thank you for telling that story. Thank you.
Yeah, again, it's congratulations. It's like the passion that you have when you talk about the business is just like connect with us. It's like just we want to know more about it. Congratulations about it. I'm just like talking about like I really wanted to ask you about the team, because you were like saying about your background, but how you connect with the others that looks like they have a experience about the energy sector in your country.
So when I started, I was actually in a program within the that our country provided, which was NETCO's BAP program. And in that program, I was talking to one of my lead consultants who were actually helping me build my agri processing business. Who I could help with work, because I have like 3 years welding experience. I could fabricate stuff, I could build it together, but I don't have like solar knowledge and engineering knowledge. And I also had a friend who is into engineering. I remember like, oh, you know, I know this dude. He just came back from Dubai working as a mechanical engineer. Let me call him. And then I had a neighbor that actually does wiring and stuff. So I was like, okay, I could work with that. So I get advice from these different persons. And my friend from Nedco, which was Mikhail, he told me about Nia, who was into energy, and she actually, sells a battery similar. Is only that it's lead based, which is mango power, and it gives you everything that you want: the portability, the ease, the access. And I was like, okay, so I know she has the knowledge. She's actually thinking the way I'm thinking. So why not, ask these people to work with me to actually help me build a team? And then I have a friend who is into the sustainability market. He has a business called EcoWash that, manages water. And I was like, hey, how do I get into the conversations, and he helps tell me, okay, these are the people you need to look to, these are the programs you need to go to, these are some of the the channels you need to walk to be able to get you into the door, so that you can partner and connect with the people who are talking your talk and looking at the vision you want. And then from there, I ended up in like this, as a project produced by one of our colleges in Trinidad, which is called STAT, which was a full circle. And in that training, they started telling me, okay, you have to circular it, make it more circular, get it in thing, start digging in thing. And I won that competition. And it was my first seed capital to actually get the project going and building, and being able to pay the legal fees to start processing, to order material, like the system we need for the conversion. So everything for me was just step by step, and God was just guiding me along the way. So I was able to connect and meet people of different levels that actually help with the end product and where I am today.
Congratulations, because it's like something that many like startups need to start like doing, and you were like doing a really good job, just like attracting the right people to be working with you.
Yeah, I'm completely echoing that comment. I think your leadership skills are great. You know very well how to bring your passion across. You can actually mobilize people to work with you on your project. And then you're not afraid to get your hands dirty, just initiate, you have your idea and you go for it. So fantastic. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
So I'm a bit curious also, hearing the other questions, is where are you with your prototype?
So we created a prototype that could give you the ends and flow, but what we're looking at doing, because of the models we have and we're trying to seek finances, we just started breaking down that model to actually expand it and look at more smaller waste materials that we can use to make it in a small, because a lot of persons was like, okay, so if I can't get a big battery and I want a smaller battery, it's like, okay, well, we can work on that. So it's never, I can't. I had a boss that told me never say never. And, he has pushed me a lot in how I think. So when they say, okay, could I get a smaller version? I was like, yeah. And by the time I'm finished talking to them, I'm looking on what small e-waste I can use, what is the output, how much sand it can hold. And then I will message my solar tech. I was like, hey, if we use this, do you think it can calculate how much sand it's going to capture or how much output? She was like, okay, give me the diameters. Let me think about it. All right, yeah, tell them so and so. So yes, you can do it. So because of who I have backing me, I can call them at any time and ask them a question, and they will shoot me an answer, allowing me to respond to a person. And once we have any kind of traction in something, we start digging into it and start, researching. And it's not like we just talk the talk, but we're making sure we can back it, because we research, we go into it, we want to make sure what we're saying, we understand what we're saying. And the whole team, if you ask any one of them at any time, they can answer you. So that is how we try to get the information across board and go forward.
Fantastic. Keep going this way. You'll get a long way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any?
Okay, thank you, Mahala. Thank you to the juries for the Q&A. And this is the final presentation. So we're done. We're done listening to pitches. If I can have Monica on stage and Angelica too, we're preparing to announce the winners. Let me have Monica. If the judges can please stay for the announcement.
Okay, hi everyone. So we need to have a little bit of chat here for a couple of minutes, because we are just reviewing the last the last punctuation that you share with us, and in that way we will be able to confirm the top 3 winners that we are going to have in this Climate Launchpad regional finals of the Americas. So maybe just, Martin, a couple of remarks, and we are just in the final touches to share with you the winners.
Mm-hmm. Just please confirm that the judges, you've all filled the score sheets.
No, it's done.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes, you did. Thank you. That's so helpful. Okay, so we are this has been a challenging live transmission because we are like with too many people around the region trying to coordinate everyone, and of course we are using this platform StreamYard where it doesn't allow us to have like everyone just in the stage, so that makes us a little bit difficult to have actually the winners on the virtual stage. That is a shame because we are not going to be able like to give them a surprise, right? Because that's the idea of the announcement. I'd be able to watch their faces and to open the microphone for them and know what they are feeling in this moment. So we are trying to see if we can reach out some of them, but I'm not sure if we are going to be capable of having them here, right? So we will make some noise actually, but hopefully they will be like celebrating by themselves.
Yeah, so we have all of us to celebrate for them, right? So
so everyone please make some noise too.
yeah, absolutely. So while Monica, they are still like tally the winners. So I have a couple questions for the judges, right? So maybe you guys can share your experience, like with the startup that what are the most, I would say, like, what are the most 3 important things that a startup need to pay attention to, or or any advice from you guys, like the most 3 important things they need to.
I think there are like many important things,
or,
like when you're like an entrepreneur, no? Of course, the first thing is yourself. I think like something that Alexander just like say before. This is like really important, just to be connected with the other people and just to speak about it. No, sometimes you're like facing many challenges, and you're just like eating all by yourself, and sometimes you don't have time just to share with others. I think is the most important thing is like you connect with the others, just to like express yourself, just to talk about the problems that you are like facing. I think is like really important. Of course, the other thing is like sometimes when you're like seeing that things are not working, sometimes you get in love with your idea, and it's better just to like move on and just like see other opportunities. I think sometimes it's like you can just like see a lot of entrepreneurs just like being like fixed with the things that they want to do, and sometimes that's why it also works just being talking with others. I think it's like really important. And the third time, maybe just because I'm just coming from the financial like world, it's like really important just to see number. No, it's like sometimes like the entrepreneurs are like just like fixed again with their ideas, and they are not like looking really deep with numbers, and that's why it's like really difficult just to continue. This is like maybe that my 3 like advice that I will just like give to entrepreneurs.
Yeah, these are all very good advice, for sure. If you don't know your number, you don't know how to run a company, actually. So yeah, right. So how about Nathan? How about like
sure.
What you can share, with the startups? Yeah.
One of the things that came to mind is I mean, learning how to sell is such a useful skill, not just in actually selling your product, but when it comes to pitching in competitions like this, or when it comes to hiring people and convincing them to work for you. I really liked it. It sounded like on all 3 of these, there was a lot of customer discovery done. And that's a really good way to like sharpen your sales like skills. So that's something that, I mean, it'll be useful as an entrepreneur, but I mean, in everything you do, if you can talk your way into a room, you have a shot at something. So that's something that's just top of mind right now. But Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, right. Networking is always, one, big piece of things, and then actually a lot of time, especially if the founders that they like from the business field, right? If they're a researcher or something like that, or engineer, they a lot of time they kind of like shy in talking to people, right? But then it's very important that you need to know how to open doors, right? Be comfortable and get into the area that you may not be familiar with.
Yeah.
That's totally. How about Alex?
Yes, I resonate with what the other jury members say. I think the team has to be really aligned from the beginning, the founder's dream, but also think about investors that become future team members. You also need to be aligned with them, with their vision, with their goals. You're going into a marriage with them of 5 to 7 years, so you better be aligned. Sales. Very important that you start generating revenues ASAP. Your client is your best investor because he doesn't ask for shares. So make sure that you're making money as soon as you can. And the last one is the product market combination. Comes out of the customer discovery, but really you may have a great product, but investigate that market and see if it actually connects. And if it doesn't, you're not going to sell. And then you're wasting your time. So you can't really change the market. You might find different angles for it, but you need to make sure that there's an actual need for your product.
Great. So these are all great advices. So I hope that all the startup participating in today's competition and also from yesterday, you can have some like good advice and take away from all the the juries. So now I think it's come to the exciting time, right? So Monica, are we ready?
Yes, we are. We have the winners.
So now here's the winners. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, the drums, please, the drums. Let's have some drums here. Great.
Okay.
And before that, and I know that we have a lot. I miss, like have the full of the 15 founders and teams here, like waiting for the announcement. But well, it's a shame. Hopefully, every year we get better with the technical logistics. Even better if next year we can be everyone in the same place and not virtually. So let's dream on that. So Porter, if you want maybe to share with us about the awards before we mention the top 3 winners.
Yeah, so this is for the first prize, right? First prize for the startup that if they need like cloud services, right? So they can have up to $120,000 worth of cloud services from OVH Cloud. OVH Cloud is one of the leading cloud service provider in Europe. It's like Google and it's like AWS. So it's like $10,000 per month, and then up to $120,000 per year. So this is service credit. This is not like actual money, but if you sign up to a service that you can offset your usage, right? Your monthly charge and things like that. But it's a significant amount, right? So if you in the space that running a let's say online store or whatever, right? The second, and then the price. So the second prize is also is a Santa Clara University is the oldest Catholic university in the U.S. and it just recently ranked number 38 in the U.S. by the Wall Street Journal. So there is, I call those like mini MBA classes. So we make them available for the winner to take those classes online. These are online classes for free, and they are available both in English and Spanish. And then lastly, we will have legal clinics for the winner, which is including in the 3 different areas. So corporate law, intellectual property law, and also immigration law. So this is for the first prize winner. Yeah, and then Yeah, and then for the second prize winners, instead of like 120K per year, maximum cloud service credit, it will get like 12K. So basically $1,000 per month credit and up to like $12,000 per year. And also the second prize winner can also get the online classes and also the legal clinics. And then the third prize, they don't get the service credit, cross service credit, but they can get the register for online class and also for the legal clinics.
Amazing.
So this for number 1, 2, and 3.
Great. It's absolutely great to have these awards in the Climate Launchpad Regional Final here in the New York Climate Week. Had been amazing 2 days, super inspiring, full of hope, but also full of action, right? What we are trying to doing here is to take those ideas into action, and all the passion and the purpose that these founders have, we know that they are going to have an amazing things to come in the next months and years. So are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready. Are you guys ready? All the startups, are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. So
yeah. Let's go.
Andy estuve quien esté, and we are going to start announcing the third place, the winner of the third place of this Climate Launchpad Regional Final. So we have here Fiber Green from Colombia. Congratulations.
Hey, Fiber Green. Hey. Hey.
Thank you.
Alejandra,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
My
we are
kids
so
are coming
excited.
here because of my screen. Because
I'm with my whole
Wow.
team, and we are very happy about it. And thank you so much for the opportunity. The whole team is here, and we are very excited to see you, to be part of it, and to represent Colombia in this event.
Okay, great.
Awesome.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Congratulations.
One thing I would add, all the winners, right? So after they get on stage, after we make the announcement, please stay, and then maybe then we can do a screenshot, right?
Oh, sure. Okay.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah.
And the second place goes for Carbonsmith from US. Congratulations.
Wow.
There.
Hi, Drew.
Thank you.
Drew. Congratulations. Yeah.
Congratulations, Drew.
Very excited, and it's been great to kind of like get to meet everyone over the last couple months. I think that we've learned a ton on our end, especially in terms of what we were just talking about, putting yourself in front of customers. Like that's ultimately the name of the game. So thank you all. Really appreciate the opportunity and the experience here. It's been fantastic.
Well, and you are already welcome to the Latin American community. So you can be part of that, and of course start talking with all these almost 500 founders that we have in Latin America.
Amazing.
And also so you can also outreach to the other founders and invest in the network, right? In Europe and Asia, and then we are actually, for all the winners, of course, we will do a press release that a big announcement, such that everybody aware that you guys are winners of the Climate Launchpad, the Americas, regional finals. Great.
That's awesome. Thank you all.
Congratulations, Drew.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And okay, the biggest here. So the number one, Kinetix Energy Storage from US. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a great opportunity, and I'm excited to network with the other Americas, the other countries, because the product could be used to bring clean energy all around the Americas. So yeah, let's partner, let's network.
Let's do that, because the collaboration is the key for all the amazing goals that we want to accomplish and reach for the next years.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations, Eric. Oh, one more thing, Eric, for Eric and Drew. Actually, next month, we're going to have a event in Palo Alto. And then our sponsor actually is one of the largest utilities companies. So from Europe, not in US, but there could be other like utility people come to the event. So yeah, make sure you follow CleanLeap, and then come to the event if you have time.
Yeah, that would be
you're gonna make some good connections. Yeah.
That'd be great.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
So,
Okay. Are we? Let's do a screenshot. Okay, so
Yeah,
Martin, can
everyone
you
take
handle it? Or?
photos. I think that you can see or watch it better on YouTube than actually being here on stage. And remember that this event had been recorded. So I will share with you and you can get the link through Porter. But anyway, you have that link that we share with everyone that you were able to watch all the live transmission. That will be the same link that you can see the recording. So just take a shot, a screenshot right now, publish it and share it in social media and celebrate today on Friday night and of course the complete weekend. So congratulations to all of you. And of course we will be making some noise starting on Monday.
Absolutely. And then as you guys know, right, the event is live streamed to YouTube, to like Facebook and LinkedIn, right? Did I miss it any? Just
No,
three of
those
them,
three.
right? Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
So
I would say at least 100 people, been watching you guys. So at the minimum, yeah.
That's great. Congratulations, you all. And well, go and have fun, celebrate.
Right. Yeah. So have a great weekend, everyone. Yeah. Thank you for all the judges. Thank you for Monica. Thank everybody from Clean Tech Hub, and thank you everyone from Clean. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye bye. And thank you
Bye-bye.
for New York
Bye.
Climate Week to give us this space. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye. Bye.